Case law, Frost vs. Knight, a legal skit, IRAC method. Welcome to our legal analysis series. Today, we're breaking down the case of Knight vs. Frost using the IRAC method, issue, rule, application, and conclusion. Let's dive in. Scene 1, the engagement. A young man, Knight, gets down on one knee in a picturesque garden, holding a ring box, proposing to a woman, Frost.
My dearest Frost, I vow to marry you once my father passes away. This is my solemn promise to you.
Frost, overcome with joy, accepts enthusiastically.
Oh, Knight, I accept your promise with all my heart. Our future together is secure.
Scene 2, the broken promise, a few days later, a tavern scene. Knight is seen with his friends, drinking ale and laughing. Frost, unseen, is in the background, listening.
You know what? I've had a change of heart. I don't want to marry Frost anymore. Why should I wait? I can just break it off now and move on.
Frost gasps in shock and steps forward, confronting Knight.
Knight, how could you say such a thing? You promised me marriage. Our future was set.
You'll just have to wait and see. Well, technically, I only promised to marry you after my father dies. He's still alive, so there's no contract to break yet. You'll just have to wait and see.
Frost looks devastated, determined to seek justice. What is the issue in this case? The legal issue at play here is, can Frost sue Knight for breaching his marriage promise before the agreed time to perform the promise has arrived? Let's dive deeper and analyze this in court. What is the rule in this case? Judge's chambers, the judge reads the law book aloud, a wise judge sits at a grand desk, flipping through a law book, addressing the audience. This doctrine states that if one party clearly refuses to fulfill a contractual promise before the performance is due, the other party has the right to sue immediately rather than waiting until the time arrives. The judge slams the book shut for emphasis. Judge said, let's apply this principle to our case. What is the application in this case? Courtroom scene, the trial begins. Frost stands confidently in court, pointing at Knight, who looks smug.
Your Honor, Knight clearly stated that he would not marry me, even though the time for marriage hadn't arrived yet. That's a direct breach of our agreement. I should not have to wait to seek justice.
Knight leans back, looking unconcerned.
But how can I break a promise for something that hasn't even happened yet? My father is still alive. There's no breach because the time for marriage hasn't come.
The audience murmurs. The judge taps the gavel to silence the court. Judge said, under the doctrine of anticipatory breach, a refusal to perform a contractual obligation before it is due is still a breach. Knight, you made your refusal abundantly clear. Frost is within her rights to sue now instead of waiting for the intended time. The court rules in favor of Frost. The courtroom erupts in cheers as Frost smiles victoriously, while Knight looks stunned. What is the conclusion in this case? Now, let's summarize everything using the IRAC method. Issue: can Frost sue Knight for breach of promise before the agreed time? Rule: the doctrine of anticipatory breach allows an immediate lawsuit if a party clearly refuses to fulfill their contractual promise. Application: Knight's explicit statement demonstrated a clear refusal, justifying Frost's legal claim. Conclusion: the court ruled in favor of Frost, establishing an important legal precedent for anticipatory breach claims. And there you have it. The case of Frost vs. Knight changed contract law forever, making it clear that a breach can occur even before the performance is due. Thanks for watching this courtroom drama. Stay tuned for more fascinating legal cases in action.